So I'm getting ready to leave for the whole summer. I have absolute chaos. I have like one luggage there that's gonna go to Guatemala. Say hi, Fibrella. Phoebe was getting ready. One luggage there that's going to Mexico. One luggage there that's going to Miami. I am shipping luggages all over the place. And in the midst of this, we're also probably going to be moving our New York apartment. You'll have to stay tuned to follow that show and see that episode, but more than likely, hopefully by the time I come back, cross our fingers, either I'll be crying that the apartment didn't close or we'll be talking from my new, townhouse. Anywho, I'm gonna keep packing and hopefully I can get something done today because it's a lot of moving parts, being gone for 2 months with 2 kids and not being 3 months and 6 of those weeks being like on the road. So let's get this party started. Hi, my name is Izzy, and I am an average rich housewife. An average rich housewife is a housewife, obviously, but we're average rich. We're not quite as wealthy as J-Lo and Jay-Z, but not quite living in the boroughs. I'm gonna let you into my world. The friends, the chaos.
Can I have a really dirty Grey Goose martini?
The restaurants, the fashion, all of it. You're going to see the inside world of an actual Manhattan housewife. Hey everyone, it's your favorite housewife, Izzy. I started my summer in Miami. We left New York right after school ended and we went to Miami Beach to my apartment to chill for a few weeks. The boys wanted to see some of their friends. They went to a summer camp there for a few weeks. It was Phoebe's birthday. She was coming to spend her birthday. We had a yacht party. We started off the summer where I was supposed to be healthy and be having a great time, but it ended up being really toxic. Miami ended up being a really toxic 3 weeks for me. Let's start it out. And our favorite guy was here waiting for us. We're here. We do regular things like go to Trader Joe's. Can I bring this out? So week 1 in Miami is over. Hi.
Hola.
And it was really uneventful. Oh, were you still speaking? Sorry. It was really uneventful. I went out a little. I got a little hungover. I got the kids in their camp schedule. It's really been hectic. I didn't work all week. I've been kind of like dicking around in Miami. But I'm going to be serious this week. This is week 2 of this summer, and I'm going to not dick around. I'm going to do a better job of bringing you guys with me. So we're gonna start week 2 by going to Pastis, which is in New York, and it's like a hit in New York, which I don't like it in New York, but I'm gonna see if I like it in Miami. I do like their martinis, and they do make them in the proper glass. I mean, I'm sure the crowd is gonna be Miami, which just means essentially trash. Oh, I mean garbage. I mean, what is it? Whatever, I'm not being kind. Okay.
And we like that music.
I hope people don't define me by the company I keep. Cheers.
And he just stalking Phoebe.
You stalking Phoebe?
Yeah.
Phoebe, he's stalking you. She's gonna be here soon. Uh-oh, you might be in trouble, Phoebe.
See you here.
It's my niece.
So, Pia. Uncle Izzy.
So it's my second week in Miami, and I'm kind of having like a little bit of a mental breakdown. I feel like I didn't go out for a while when I was here, and I got here, and I've been out almost every night. Not every night, but like if I'm here 9 nights, I went out 5, and that's a lot of alcohol for me. So I'm feeling like that alcohol depression right now, that like anxiety kind of. So I'm gonna slightly take a break. The sugar daddy's coming in tomorrow. We're gonna go on a little trip with the roommates. And I think that'll be healthy. And then, you know, I had a really good talk with Mystery Man, Chef Christian, about him enabling my partying because, you know, he is 30 years old and I am 43, and he is my, like, rock here in Miami. And we hang out a lot, and you know, his friends are all in the restaurant business, and then they're on different schedules, but they, you know, and I like to go out with them. They're super cool, but at the same time, like, we're not on the same schedule. I have to get up at 6 a.m. and they can sleep all day. So, you know, I had to have a chat with him about like enabling me. When I'm like, hey, yeah, I'll meet you, like, he should just be like, no. And I know it's not his responsibility to like be responsible for me. I'm responsible for myself, but I feel like he's a good enough friend that I can put that in his lap. So yeah, my anxiety is pretty bad today. I am kind of struggling. I've been crying a little bit. And I'm gonna try and straighten my hair, maybe get some work done, and hopefully this will go over and it'll pass and I can feel better in a little while. That's where we are, guys, in our Miami trip. I'll keep you posted. At about week 1.5, my squad decided to join me in Miami for Phoebe's birthday. She was 23 years old. I just want to point out that Uncle Maurice has stepped up his homosexuality this season. He decided to get some new clothes. Is that silk, honey?
It's polyester, I think.
And a gay dog.
Where did you get this outfit from?
Like, you've stepped up your
for Pablo.
Can we zoom in on this outfit and Pablo's outfit? Like, can we just get like a solo of this?
I was trying to get it to match, but they ran out of the dog version.
Can you just stand up and show everybody? Brandon, can we?
What's wrong with it?
Can we get like the full and then Pablo's outfit? Like,
I would have really loved if it was like connected, like a romper.
When did you become so gay?
I've always been this gay. It's always been inside of me.
I didn't know it was gonna come out all on the same day. So back, focus. ADD, Vyvanse, everyone. I mean, pay attention. So after that, I had a week of being unhinged and drinking a lot and just partying. You guys showed up at about day 10.
Oh, this is like the beginning of
the beginning, yeah.
The unhinged wasn't just a week.
Okay, I've been unhinged for a long time. Apparently everybody on Reddit says so as well.
She was born unhinged.
I was born unhinged. So they showed up when I was in Miami about day 10, and it was Phoebe's birthday, and they got there and I had been drunk for a few days, and Phoebe was ready to hang out and party, and I was ready to vomit on myself. And so they get there and we do Shabbat. Wow, everybody's so fucking quiet.
You're telling your story.
Yeah, I'm letting you.
And it was wonderful, and I gave it my all. I got a beautiful cake, I made a beautiful dinner, and then they wanted to go out that night, and I beautifully got drunk and passed out.
Is that what happened?
Listen, I was pretty mad because she said she was coming out. It's one thing if you're not gonna go out and you say you're not going out, but don't have us waiting for you. And it was my birthday.
But I got a cake. It was a custom cake.
Yeah, that part of the day was great.
She didn't even say she wasn't going. She just dipped.
She said, I'm on my way.
You're like, okay, you guys get ready and then we'll head out.
And then she said, I'm walking over.
Yeah, then she said she were walking over.
And never walked over or said
I actually was walking over, and then I turned around and went home because I was so fucking drunk.
So rude.
I was so mad.
You were so mad.
And I started crying.
Yes. You made her cry.
You cried on your birthday? Well, okay, fast forward. The next day, they come over because, I want to point out that, and then I threw Phoebe a yacht party. So she's mad at me while I'm planning her yacht party for the next day.
You redeemed yourself the next day.
Oh, because I flew you to Miami, got you a beautiful hotel, threw you a yacht party, and I want to point out a custom cake.
I appreciate all those things, however.
However, you didn't need to make her cry on her birthday.
You guys are definitely not from the ghetto, okay? If somebody gave me all that shit and it wasn't a man I was sleeping with on my birthday, I would not have the audacity to be upset. I would be like, oh my God, thank you.
I was happy that you gave me all those things. But I wanted to spend time with you. That's why I came to Miami.
Don't sit there looking all gay.
If I wanted to hang out with Maurice, we could do that in New York.
Okay, wait, I'm about to shift sides now. What do you mean?
I'm just kidding. I had a great time with you.
Anywho, we wake up and she comes over to go to the yacht party and she's not speaking to me. So she comes in like all huffy puffy.
I was speaking.
Mind you, I have
You
just
said-
been drunk and had
What?
a lot of drama for 10 days with everybody I know. I've been fighting with my family. I'd been fighting for 10 days. And like, I planned this whole thing and I was physically and mentally exhausted from being drunk and partying and fighting with everybody for 10 days. And in rolls
I was
Phoebe.
speaking to you.
No, you were,
said-
no.
There was no
You
speaking,
said-
there was huffing,
wait,
puffing.
No, I stopped
and-
speaking after because I walked in and you were like, hi, and I was like, hi. And I had an attitude, but I was speaking.
She was
And then
like,
she
she
was
was like a gray cloud behind these big glasses.
Of hunger. So I literally was livid. I was like, okay, you know what? It's over. I'm not going to the boat party.
Izzy was like, why do you have an attitude? And that's when I got quiet. Because also one thing about me is, you know why I was mad, so why do I need to explain?
I didn't know why you were mad. I was like, oh no, she does not have the audacity to be mad.
You did know why I was mad.
A little bit, but whatever.
Then
You didn't-
Izzy popped off and she was like, fine, I'm not going on the boat. You guys enjoy the boat.
And I was not going on the boat.
And then I
She
got
was
quiet.
She was throwing her stuff down, taking off her earrings.
Maurice with his bags of groceries. He's like, but I just bought all these groceries. I bought a cheese plate. And then we went on the
Then
boat.
Jane stepped in.
Jane stepped in. She was like, everybody get it together. You're all going on the boat. Now get in the car now. And then we called an Uber.
We sat in the Uber. It was
Quiet.
very quiet. I was crying again.
You were hysterical.
It was
And
like-
I was texting Maurice and being like, I know she is not, or I know she is not crying. Are those tears coming out of her
It
fucking
was like
glasses?
the perfect seating assignment in the car too because
I was
you got
sitting
sat right next to her.
Actually, and I see the tears coming from the glasses. And I'm like,
I know,
this is like a Beyonce moment.
we're
Is
all
she
just
getting...
pretending
But the
like
thing
we
is,
don't see
I
the tears
wasn't-
behind the
I'm
big
like, she is
glasses.
not crying on her way to the yacht party. Oh my God, my life is so bad. I'm on my way to my yacht party.
But I wasn't even being loud about it. I was just sitting there quiet with tears running down.
You knew you were being loud by being that quiet with your
But I was trying
just
to
like
hold them
every
in.
couple seconds
It's
moving
not
your
my fault.
Prada
My feelings
glasses.
were
and-
hurt.
I'm like, oh, we're here at your yacht party, Phoebe. Did you want to keep crying?
And then when we got there, it was fine. And we even had a discussion.
She was like, okay, the boat is big enough. I feel better.
We even had a discussion about it.
What did
in
we
the
talk
water. Why I was mad.
I love a drunk discussion.
I was
Don't we all?
drunk. Are you here on time?
Don't even start with me, okay?
What
I was
happened?
searching for fucking Waldo today.
Where's everybody?
Gone.
Are they meeting us?
Yeah.
Are they? She just bitched me out and she thinks that she's going to sleep on my
I think I hear her talking.
I have a white short on.
Does she have a boy over?
What? What's it called? I don't know. Wellness check. Hold on. Where's it called? We have it. Isn't that the thing we give? Like incineration? Turn me around. What is it?
We're coming in.
Oh my God. What? The Lord Jesus Christ.
I have one.
Put it in
Do I
your
feel?
hand. Phoebe, are you not coming out with us?
I am.
Phoebe, you're on camera.
Keep the blanket on. Phoebe, are you not joining us?
Did you not hear our knocking?
Did you, hello? Did the Lord come in here and have like a breakdown? What happened in your room? Did you like get sick? Did somebody rob you? Was there like a Mexican, like,
I'm joining. Give me 5.
No.
No. 2 minutes.
No. Find some shorts. Find some shirt.
gosh.
You know. What is? Anywho, that was Miami. Did you guys think I was unhinged in Miami?
Yes.
Yes.
Honestly,
Unhinged.
I'm gonna be so real with you. I think that was the worst version of you.
So what they said on Reddit was right? Like the past few months have been...
Is it Phoebe on Reddit?
Wow.
No, they didn't say that on
They
Reddit.
said the past few months I have been the most unhinged they have ever seen me.
Well,
Well,
if the shoe fits.
I can think of a few people that would say that about you.
You know what? I had somebody tell me on one of my lives that my astrology until August 20 was going to be a little screwy, so I'm going to go with that. And you guys, I always love when Mercury's and Venus is retrograde and they're in Uranus, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
me
but
too.
I say that to say that now you're back to the best version of you.
I am. I was like my when I got to Miami and I was fighting with everybody, it was really bad. And then I just partied too much. There's nothing else to do in Miami but party.
Yeah.
So you.
And eat.
I mean, Miami will bring out the worst version.
So by the time you guys rolled up, I had been drunk for 10 days. I was already like, you know how when you're drunk for too many days and haven't slept, like you cross over?
Yeah.
I had crossed over and you guys rolled up.
And you do that faster than the average person. Like
True.
you drink and the next day you're like Phoebe was in the car. Like from just drinking. Like you're not even mad at anybody.
Crying.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. Anywho, took an edible last night and my bestie came over and the first thing she does is Google how to become unhigh. That's how you know you're old.
Well, I didn't know if I could use like reverse the effects of marijuana.
The fact that you use the
how
word
to
marijuana.
Yeah. Or like
Marijuana. Like,
I was like weed. Delete. Marijuana.
gotta watch your algorithm, girl.
How's your pepper water?
I'll let you know in a minute. Guys, it's been 72 hours since I took this edible, and I'm literally still feeling it. Is that even humanly possible? I'm not quite sure what's going on with me. I feel like I need to see a neurologist, and it's affected my brain more than my brain is affected normally.
Or maybe fix it.
It didn't fix it. I'm like, ayúdame.
Oh my god, let's go.
Then, just as they're going to leave, and I love you guys, but I was like, okay, I'm going to Mexico tomorrow. Everybody's leaving. Goodbye, adios, get the fuck out. Not that I want to see you go, but here's your Uber. I called it, get in it. And about half an hour later, they call me and they're like, our flight got canceled.
Oh my gosh.
That was
I forgot about
literally-
that.
You
I
were
was
never going to
so
get out of
mad.
Miami.
I was so mad.
We were stuck there for two
Two-
extra days. Not even like a few hours or the next day. Like they couldn't fly us until the night of 2 days later.
That was horrible because I was ready to leave. Like 4 days
We
was
drank a
enough.
lot.
And then after that, it's like it's time to go, and then someone tells you you won't be going home. That was horrible.
I left, guys, just in case you were curious. I went to Mexico. Skedaddle. I am so hungover. I'm having the worst day. And all of my friends are in town, and all of their flights just got canceled, and I'm spiraling. Literally spiraling, because all I want to do is just clear my head.
Amelia?
And they continued Miami.
We
But
did.
we went to Mexico, and you're going to have to tune in next week and see what happened. Phoebe had enough. She took a few weeks off.
Yeah, I needed a break.
She took a few weeks off.
I did.
All right, don't forget to follow us. What were you going to say?
I was gonna say I needed a break after Mexico.
Well, tune in next week and you're going to find out why. Don't forget to follow Phoebe. Phoebe,
Feeds in the city.
right there. Brian's going to put it down for us. Don't follow Maurice unless it's home or on Grindr.
Don't follow me home or on Grindr.
Honey, they can't miss you in that thing. No, seriously. And he's going to give you the link for this outfit. If you want the link for this outfit, ask me in the comments and I'll send it to you.
Minor problems.
Both.
Where is this from?
What is it called? Shein?
House of Sheen.
Or I don't think it's from Shein. It's from the other one.
There's another one?
The one, I forget what the other one's called.
I don't know the other one.
I don't remember.
I don't know the
There's
other one.
another one.
There's
What's the
House of
other one?
Sheen.
The other one that everybody orders from.
I only do Sheen. Amazon?
No, I don't know. I can't remember.
He's gonna think about it. Stay toxic, my friends. So as you noticed, I've been drunk for 3 weeks. I'm going to need to sober up, and I'm hoping that Mexico does that for me, but I'm not quite sure if it does. And I'm not going to tell you either. Make sure you're subscribed, and make sure you tune in next week, and you will find out what happens when I head to Playa del Carmen. Subscribe, follow me on all of my other social medias, and I will see you then. Stay toxic, my friends.
Hey everyone, it's your favorite housewife, Izzy. Don't forget to subscribe.
It's time to leave Miami, everyone. It's time to get to our next stop in the Summer of Sin adventure. Guys, we're a little sad to leave Cheeky, and always sad to leave our chef.
When are we gonna see
Fly with us. I made it out of Miami very scathed, not unscathed, but we are heading to Mexico next stop. Part 2, Summer of Sin. In true me fashion, obviously I get to my Airbnb and it's never easy. It's always problematic.
No, it was so hard. I couldn't even get a beer or a martini.
So anyways, I get here and I go to check in and the lady's giving me like the building rules. And I'm like, okay, you know, whatever. And she's like, you can't have more than 2 people at the pool and you can't have anybody over past 7:30. I'm like, honey, if I wanted to stay in a hotel, I would have stayed at the Ritz-Goddamn Carlton. I rented an Airbnb to have this like authentic experience. And like, you're not gonna be my mother and tell me who's gonna come over at 7:30. I literally looked at her and was like, you better put the police on speed dial because they're gonna be visiting a lot. So stand by. Hi, my name is Izzy, and I am an average rich housewife. An average rich housewife is a housewife, obviously, but we're average rich. We're not quite as wealthy as J-Lo and Jay-Z, but not quite living in the boroughs. I'm gonna let you into my world. The friends, the chaos,
Can I have a really dirty Grey Goose martini?
the restaurants, the fashion, all of it. You're going to see the inside world of an actual Manhattan housewife. Hey everyone, it's your favorite housewife Izzy, and I am going to Mexico. If you guys follow me on social media, you know I was in Mexico over the summer, and we're gonna recap what happened. I had the best time. I was super healthy and super fit and mentally stable because I had just left Miami and I was a little intoxicated and partied a little too much. And I got to Mexico and I was ready to have this fit lifestyle. However, the fit lifestyle was not, I don't know what happened in Mexico. I'm telling you, there was something going on this summer and I was really unhinged. Like my anxiety was through the roof. I think the traveling with 2 kids with, we had a plan, but it was a very loose plan. And like, I had something planned like every other day to do, but I didn't really have any help with my roommates, and my sugar daddy has been home dealing with the sale and purchase of a new home. And I think that it was just a lot of anxiety, and I've never been this anxious in my life, and it just kind of all hit the fan, and I was traveling. So it was bad.
So we came to our favorite restaurant, Sonora Grill. We come here a lot, to the point where we walked in and they were like, oh, she likes the table in the back. It's the boys' favorite restaurant here. And I'm feeling much better now that like everybody is gone and it's just me and the boys. My friend Laura came, but she's been super easygoing and she kind of does her own thing like I do my own thing. She's not one of these on top of you kind of travel buddies. So we're gonna see how the rest of the week goes, but so far my anxiety has subsided, which was really difficult between the loud music in my hotel and the company I kept before. So let's hope for a better trip. And I'm gonna have some steak and some wine. I'm not drinking, by the way, it's grapes.
After a week in Mexico, Uncle Maurice came in to check on me. Is that what you were doing, or you were just coming to Mexico?
I was just coming to Mexico, but you needed somebody to check on you.
First of all, let's stop for a second and tell me about what your dog is wearing. What is Pablo wearing today?
He's wearing a rash guard.
Okay, so Uncle Maurice shows up in Mexico with Pablo in a rash guard. Why was it necessary? And he also brought him a
life vest?
A life vest. Yeah, check this out. He put a goddamn thing on the dog. Can you tell me why he's wearing a rash guard?
Well, because I don't want him to get sunburnt. He's a very delicate dog. See, he has blue eyes. Very rare, very delicate dog.
What kind of dog is he?
He's a Chihuahua, 100% authentic.
Is he? How many pounds does he weigh?
He weighs 11.5.
I asked Uncle Maurice how much his dog weighed when he first got him because I was looking into research and he told me in kilograms. Why the fuck would you tell me how many kilograms your dog? What am I buying cocaine? Like, I don't care how many kilos your dog weighs.
That's what the vet document said. I don't know.
Yeah, so he shows up with his dog with a rash guard in Mexico. Like dogs are running wild in the street and here's Pablo with his rash guard. Anyhow.
Do you have a problem with that?
I took it off of him. Yes, I did.
Every time I come in with him wearing something, she takes it off. This is ridiculous.
Because he looks so awkward and everybody's looking at us on the beach like, what the fuck are they doing?
She wants you to get a sunburn.
He's not gonna, he did fine yesterday. He's fine. How was I when you showed up in Mexico?
You were a mess. I don't even know if it was a hot mess or just a mess, but...
How was I a mess? I thought I was losing weight. I was going to the gym. I hadn't been drinking. I was doing great.
Yeah, you looked great, but you were still a mess. Like, I don't even know what was going on. We were going to dinner. You were just not coming out. You were in your own little world. You were done with everybody.
I don't think
you had enough of everybody.
I don't agree with that. I think I was very friendly and very cordial and very wonderful and a gracious host.
You were a gracious host.
To everybody that was using me.
You were a gracious host that had enough.
Okay, well, here's why. I got apartments and people stayed in them and nobody was thankful. Nobody even showed up with like a bottle of wine or a thank you bunch of flowers. How do you go to someone's house and not show up with a bottle of wine or a thank you bunch of flowers after they'll let you stay in their house or do whatever?
I don't know. I wouldn't know.
I know, you sent me a gift. Did you send me that gift after we got home because I was complaining?
No.
Uncle Maurice.
I bought that for you before.
Oh, as a thank you?
Yeah.
Polite.
I brought it here before the trip.
On
and
purpose.
Gave it to
I gave it to the sugar daddy. I came home and Uncle Maurice got me a beautiful Louis Vuitton gift, a book from Morocco as a thank you for the letting him stay at our place. Well, not everybody was as gracious as you.
Yeah, and I didn't bring it because I knew you wouldn't want to be carrying around a book all around Central America. It'd be better if I just dropped it off here. I'm just thoughtful.
I could
thoughtful
see myself
after
hitting
thoughtful
a few people with that book.
Yeah, I could too.
Okay, I was a little unhinged. You know what it was? I was just, at that point, I had been traveling for 5 weeks with 2 kids, and I really wanted this, like, vacation where everybody went to the gym and worked out, and apparently everybody had different ideas of what they wanted to do.
Yeah, it's so interesting. We went to Mexico, and you wanted this natural, hippy-dippy, like, let's do yoga at 8:30 a.m.
Well, I had just finished drinking in Miami for, like, 22 days straight.
And you're like, why is everyone not on the same page? Why is everyone in Mexico not wanting to wake up and go running at 7 a.m.?
Why?
Some people didn't even bring running shoes.
Did you not bring running shoes?
I went running with you.
Oh, that's... Okay, I was unhinged, huh?
Yeah, you were. But that's very strong of you to admit it. She was unhinged. The best thing for Izzy would have been to be in her own little, like,
Cabana.
1 bedroom and like never see any of us.
You're probably right. It was hot. Alejandro wasn't there.
Every time the power went out, the air conditioning went off.
Oh my God. So we were staying in Hobosh again, and
there every day at like 5 o'clock, the power would go off. No Wi-Fi, no power, no electricity at 5 p.m. on top of my already like extremely stressful, anxiety, unhinged, alcoholic time.
We arrived at Tequila, now we're heading over to the boat. Uncle Maurice is working that out. Yep, we arrived, and in true Hobash fashion, there is no electricity on the island, so we are literally in the dark. We're gonna head out because it's so hot in this house.
Mom, is that hot, Mom?
And it's getting dark, so we're gonna get out of here.
Jane and I were sharing a room, and we were both just naked, like spread out starfish on top of the sheets.
On top of the same bed?
No, not the same bed.
Different beds.
Different beds.
Okay. Really?
Yes.
I remember, and then the power went back, and everybody was like, "Yay!" No, and yes, and that was the night that I literally went into. I texted him. I was like, "We need to go out. I need to get away from everybody now. Let's go see if there's power in town." We left everybody in a blackout. The kids were sleeping, and Jane and everybody was home. And I dragged Maurice in the truck, and I was like, "Let's go and see if the town has power." And the town had power and alcohol.
Yeah.
We have no service.
What are we doing? How did we get here?
Oh
shit. I almost just videotaped us tipping over. The taxi driver earlier was like, "Oh yeah, I don't go down your street. I go down the other street and make a right."
Yeah, I think they go through the back, which is how I should probably come home. We found electricity, and the streets were calling my name. You kind of what is it called? What do you do to people?
Like therapy?
No. Inhibit? No.
Like I'm a pusher?
Yeah, you're a pusher. You're a pusher.
Really?
Yeah, Phoebe, what's the word I'm looking for? No. No. He's I'm gonna come. But yeah, you're a pusher.
Why do you
like
think
you
I'm a
knew I
pusher?
had been drunk for 12 days, 14 days, 27 days, whatever it was, and I was having a really emotional time with my anxiety, and you were like, "Yeah, let's go for more drinks. Sounds like a great idea."
I was just thinking like the sobriety didn't seem like it was really working for you, so I think you needed a drink. She needed to chill out a little bit. I don't know if she left the Xanax at home or.
Well, I thought it was lovely. I thought I was lovely.
Yeah, lovely.
But you're still here with me.
I know.
Why?
I'm the only one left.
Can I go here where there's no sun? Bueno. So by the end of this trip, I had lost all of my friends. And we're going to talk about that for a minute. So I have grown, and some of my friends are not growing with me. And they're no friends in particular, in case you think this is about you. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But I am just at a point where I'm tired of giving and not receiving. And so right now, I think that all of my friends don't want to be my friend, and I don't really want to be anybody's friend. Maurice, you made the cut.
Love that.
But Mexico was really where I ran out of friends.
Yeah.
Like I had told everybody off at that point about really how I felt. They had told me how they felt, and it was just like, we know it's that this friendship has...
No more fucks for anybody.
No more fucks. It was like, okay, we know that this friendship has run its course, and it happened with more than one person at that point. So I came here to get away from like the craziness. I've had a really rough trip. I fought with all of my friends. I found out a lot of them are unappreciative little fuckers. But I came, I got the presidential. I was like, it's time for me to relax. It's time for me to just like meditate, find a moment of zen. I'm not drinking. I check in, unbeknownst to me that there was a goddamn day party underneath my room all day from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. every day. This is what I hear. My room is literally fucking vibrating. Now, normally I'd be down there because I'm fun, but right now I'm having a moment. I'm about to Karen out. Like, I can't handle this. I'm mentally not capable of handling any more in this trip. I can't even like block the noise out with the doors or the shades. Like yesterday I closed the shades all day, I was in the dark, and it wasn't enough. I'm having a breakdown. I'm so glad you made it. Feel special?
I feel special. I wonder how I made it.
Probably because you were the only one left.
Because I got you a Louis Vuitton book. It was only like $80.
Because you're the only gay man, maybe?
Oh, maybe.
Maybe. Well, it counts for something now, doesn't it?
Yes. And we'll still only have one gay man. We're not
looking for more?
No.
How about if you got like a boyfriend and I really liked him?
Then you wouldn't be hanging out with him without me.
Wow. Well, okay.
Unless you were like helping him buy a gift for me.
I was a little unhinged, as Uncle Maurice said, and the week after I was heading to Belize. Now, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I'm gonna give you a quick before we go to Belize. I lived there about 15 years ago for a few years. I worked for a friend of mine at a bar. I was bartending. I was kind of at this weird place in my life where I didn't know what I wanted to do when I grew up. And I just went and he opened this bar hotel and I went to work with him for him. I stayed there for about 2 years and I had so much fun until I got kicked off the island. When I say kicked off the island, I mean like kicked off the island. You're gonna have to tune in next week and see why I got kicked off the island and my return to the island 15 years later. I need you to subscribe, follow me on TikTok, follow me on Instagram, subscribe to my YouTube, and I will see you in Belize next week. Stay toxic, my friends. We arrived in Bacalar, the Lake of the Seven Colors, although I only see two. Maybe it's just me, who knows? We all know I'm a little Karen in general. We have counted 2. Let's see how many we get on this trip.
Yeah, let's see if we get 37.
I'm toxic. Okay, we're good.
You see the birds off the Fruit Loops box?
The two cans?
Hey everyone, it's your favorite housewife, Izzy. Don't forget to subscribe.
Hi, my name is Izzy, and I am an average rich housewife. An average rich housewife is a housewife, obviously, but we're average rich. We're not quite as wealthy as J-Lo and Jay-Z, but not quite living in the boroughs. I'm gonna let you into my world. The friends, the chaos,
Can I have a really dirty Grey Goose martini?
the restaurants, the fashion, all of it. You're going to see the inside world of an actual Manhattan housewife. Hey everyone, it's your favorite housewife, Izzy. I am headed to Belize. Now, I know that I started talking about Belize before. I lived there 15 years ago. I lived there for about 2 years. I had a really good friend who bartended with me in Miami in one of the chapters in my life, and he got married and had a baby and started to adult, and they opened a hotel bar in Belize, and I went to work for them because I was in this like quarter life crisis and unsure of what I was gonna do with my life. I went to visit and never left. Fast forward. I stayed there for 2 years and it was quite interesting. I had a really great time, and then I got kicked off of the island. I might have dated someone that might have had a wife, and I might have continued to date him, but I was young and we all make bad decisions when we're young. And in fairness, I didn't know that he had a wife. I thought they were separated, and I only found out he had a wife because like she came coming after me. Turns out that her family owned half the island, so every time I would go into like a market, mind you, this is an island of like 1,000 people. Every time I would go to like the market or something, they wouldn't like sell me groceries. It became really, really weird. So I left Belize. And I have been anxious about returning for 15 years. I was like, I got kicked off the island. I'm never going back. They don't want me there, yada, yada. So in the interim of 15 years, I got married, had some roommates. My mom passed. Now, my friend that owned this hotel bar, his mom and my mom were very good friends, Mama June. And we kind of lost touch, and my mom got sick and my mom passed, and I lost touch with this part of my life because I was afraid that what I did was like so horrible. 15 years later, I have been speaking online to a few of my friends there that I didn't lose touch with, and one of my girlfriends, Mariah, was like, just come back. Like, nobody remembers. It's so long ago. Like, it was a lifetime ago. So I went back, and here is my journey back. So I reconnected with friends that I haven't seen in 15 years. Now I want to preface that by this point in the summer, I have broken up with all of my friends, been told that I need Alcoholics Anonymous, detoxed, retoxed, C-toxed, and I am having a really anxious summer where I have lost all of these new friends, and I'm feeling lonely, and I'm unsure about my living situation when I return back to New York, and I go back to this place where I was kicked off the island 15 years ago. And it was the most amazing experience. I reconnected with people that I thought less of me, and they didn't. These people are like my family. I've known them for half of my adult life. They know me before I was a mom, so they know like fun party me. And when I lived on this island, it was just developing, so it was really small, and there were very few expat locals, and I was a part of that. So I didn't realize how many people I knew and how these people are still my family, and how they've been following my toxicity and they think it's great, and it was so nice to reconnect. Also, another thing that was really nice for my roommates was, you know, in all the other places in Mexico, most of our friends and our friends' kids don't speak English, so they do play, but it's hard to communicate. Where here, all of my friends' kids speak English. Belize, I was in Caye Caulker in particular. It is a British colony or was a British colony. I have a New York City public school education, so please excuse my geography. But it's amazing. My kids made friends with my friends' kids. I mean, they welcomed us with open arms, and I don't want this to be an ad for Cake Hawker, but I want this to be an ad for Cake Hawker, so I feel like a lot of people are not going, and you need to check it out. Like, I remember why I lived there 15 years ago. Mind you, I caused toxicity. My roommate got bit by a shark. I wasn't as toxic this time that I was there, but it was so nice to reconnect. And at this point in my trip, I was falling off. I was falling off of life. I was like, I don't know why the summer was so hard for me. I had just fallen off of everything. And then I went to Belize, and it was like a beautiful moment. Reconnecting with people that knew my mom, which was nice because I haven't really had any contact with people that know my mom because I don't really speak to my family anymore. And it was just really nice. Sometimes when you make mistakes in life, like sleep with somebody else's husband, and enough time passes, your friends are gonna be your friends. And you know, when you're young, you do stupid things, like sleep with someone else's husband. But you're young and it's okay to forgive yourself, and your friends are gonna be your friends, and you can all laugh about it and have lots of cocktails. And Belize was fucking spectacular, and it was kind of like, my summer wasn't over and I still had one more stop, but it was great. So in Holbox, we popped up the tire on our car, and here we popped up the tire on our bike. So we're gonna go get it fixed quickly and get back on the road, right?
Yeah.
Little incident. I think we have a lot of incidents, me and you. We go on our adventures. I thought it was a golf cart pop. All right, let's keep going. A conch.
Yeah, dive down. You gotta wait till they get, you gotta wait.
Just give me right here, Mama's here.
I'll take it. I'll take it. They're right underneath you.
So even though I was having this like super emotional, super connect with my friends moment, I went to Belize with another friend, and it was kind of like the final straw. I had been with friends all summer, I had all these plans, and the one friend that I was in Belize with is a good friend of mine, but I think that our kids are different ages, and I think that we're kind of in different places in our life, and she taught me a lot. She taught me that it is okay to say no. It is okay to do what is not convenient for your children. It is okay to walk away from situations that don't suit you, and it is okay to change plans. Up until this point in the summer, I had been so rigid about like, I have all these plans, I can't change it, even if it inconveniences my children, even if it makes me anxious, I'm gonna make everybody happy, everybody happy, everybody happy. This one friend that I know for years that I met in Belize, who happens to be the friend that lives in Guatemala, was like, look, you have to do what's best for you and your children. Right now, my son is not doing well here. I need to get him home because he needs to get back on his routine, so I'm gonna leave Belize a little early. I'll see you in Guatemala. And by her doing that, it kind of made me realize, like, I'm not mad at her. We're still friends. She's doing what's best for her and her kid. I can do it too. Like, why have I spent 3 months making everybody happy, accommodating everybody, and not one person has fucking accommodated me? I shifted directions. I changed my trip to Guatemala. I stayed in Belize an extra week with my friends that loved me, that I connected with. And it was actually amazing. So this like toxic situation where I could have been mad at my friend and being like, oh my God, you're leaving me, blah, blah, blah. I wasn't. I was like, okay, I'm a little upset that you're leaving me, but at the same time, I'm glad you did, because you just showed me that like you left, I'm okay, you're okay, everything's okay, and it's just fucking fine. Why am I worrying about what everybody thinks and does all the time and what everybody thinks and does of me? Like, and that was like the moment where I was like, fuck this, I'm cleaning house, I don't want any more friends, and this is how I see it. if I say something and you don't get it, and you're like, oh my God, you hurt my feelings, you did this, you did that, we're not on the same wavelength. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, but you think I did, which means you don't get me, and it's okay, you're not coming to the next chapter with me. And I know that sounds selfish, and I know that you should talk to your friends about things you did and what hurts their feelings, but I'm at this point in my life at 43, not 50 fuckers, 43, where I don't want to talk about, if I said something to hurt you, and you don't think it was meant as a joke, but you take it as I hurt you, you're not my person. You're not my kind of person. You don't get me. You don't get my humor. We're not jiving. Our energies are not driving. And it is okay. That chapter is over for us. And at that moment in Belize, I was like, my chapter with a few people is over. And this is like where my summer actually started in Belize. Like my energy started to get better. And I'm not like an energy person, but like, it was just too many energies and too many people wanting to do too many different things, and I was trying to accommodate everybody, but I didn't accommodate myself or my kids. And now I did. All of the other kids are fishing, and Maximilian. At this point, I'm exhausted. I want to go back to New York. I called my sugar daddy, and I'm like, did we find a house in New York? I want to go back to New York. He's not finding anything. The places I looked at, I wasn't happy with. The place that I liked, I'm not sure if they're gonna take our offer. We are just all over the place on the move home. I have to go on to Guatemala. I really don't want to, but my niece was meeting me, and Sean was meeting me, and Chef Christian was meeting me. And even though I had just had this whole like epiphany that I wasn't gonna accommodate anyone anymore, the boys wanted to see Sean and Phoebe and Chef Christian, and a new family member will be joining us. So I don't know if you guys know this, but we got a new family member, and the new family member was born in Orlando and was delivered 2 weeks earlier than expected. So Chef Christian took the dog in and held onto it because he would be flying to meet us in Guatemala and would bring us our puppy in Guatemala. So I knew I had to go, I had to get the dog, I had to see everybody, and the kids were excited about this part of the trip. Finally, they were excited. So I rallied, and we went to Guatemala to meet Phoebe, Chef Christian, Sean, and Chico, our newest family member. Tune in next week. You're going to see how that went. There was some drama. At this point, I had stepped back from all of the drama. I had released myself, my energy. I was not letting drama bother me. There would be toxicity, but I would not be involved for once. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord Jesus. And you're gonna see Jesus in Guatemala. We saw a lot of Jesus in Guatemala. Stay tuned. Subscribe here. Follow me on TikTok, YouTube, not Home, not Pornhub, not OnlyFans. Yet my D-level stardom here is still cringy enough for me not to have to go to OnlyFans. My sugar daddy hasn't left me for a young girl, and I haven't found an Alejandro. So I'll be here on YouTube. Stay toxic, my friends.
Hey everyone, it's your favorite housewife, Izzy. Don't forget to subscribe.
Belize was amazing, and now it's time to go to our next stop. Hi, my name is Izzy, and I am an average rich housewife. An average rich housewife is a housewife, obviously, but we're average rich. We're not quite as wealthy as J-Lo and Jay-Z, but not quite living in the boroughs. I'm gonna let you into my world. The friends, the chaos.
Can I have a really dirty Grey Goose martini?
The restaurants, the fashion, all of it. You're going to see the inside world of an actual Manhattan housewife. So I just left Belize, where I had the most amazing time. I had a Mexico travel through with friends, and it was just hectic. Miami was horrific. Belize was actually a breath of fresh air. And now it was time to go to Guatemala. I ended up staying in Belize a little bit longer than expected, but I made my way to Guatemala. When in Guatemala, I arrived 2 days later and Phoebe and Sean were meeting me. It was amazing. So I went to the city and I stayed in like this 5-star hotel. I got a suite. I was on an island in Belize, so I needed to like detox. I needed a comb and condition. I needed a manicure. I needed all of the things that I was not getting. So I checked into, I think it was the, what hotel did I check into? Let's see. Good morning, everyone. We are checking out of the Intercontinental in Guatemala City. Phoebe's in the city and Sean the Manny are on their way here. We're gonna go meet them and we are heading up to our next stop. Good morning. Who's this? How'd you guys get here?
Oh, you know.
We're gonna drug run or something?
You would have thought so.
Oh my God, I got stopped by the...
You are not allowed.
So Phoebe and Sean arrived and I'm gonna take them for their first super authentic experience in Guatemala. Like,
What did your mom
stand by. How do you feel?
I feel great. Such a great tourist trap.
Do you feel like you're having an
Scenery is...
authentic Guatemalan experience?
Yes, I've never seen anything like this.
In we go. Walmart has been a really exhilarating experience. I picked up a few things, not much. What did you say, Maximilian?
I'm thriving.
Apparently he's thriving. Off to the lakes we go. We went over the limit that you're allowed to spend in Walmart, so we have to ring it up twice. Oh, $2,500 was the first one. Let's see what we have next.
So how much is that in American dollars?
I don't know. I'll add it. So far we're at $24.92. Oops. So here's the thing. Last year, if you guys were watching, I went to Guatemala because my friend Laura was living there. And we are good friends. So I assumed that I would come back this year and the kids would play and we would have a great time. However, that was not the case. I made this plan to rent this house on her property, but in the meanwhile, she had to leave and she moved to a different city. So here I am in this house in a town that I would never have rented a house in, but because my friend was gonna be on the property, I stayed. And I didn't wanna like lose money because I had already like lost all of this money in all of these other places from moving shit around. I was going to stay. So we get into this house and I stayed at the same house last year, but it probably hadn't been cleaned since last year. It was horrific. So obviously I had to clean before I unpacked. And I was already like a little bit annoyed that my friend didn't come because the point of me going there was to spend time with her and the kids hang out. But luckily I had Phoebe and Sean to the rescue. Where's another one? Where are they?
Here,
Oh,
there,
they're all over the wall.
and there, and there, and there, and there. I see butts on that one, though, and that one, though.
Oh, they're all up there. Look how many are up there. What are you guys doing over there?
So good.
Sean broke the tequila.
Hey, the freezer broke the tequila. Sean participated.
Did you fix it, or we lost a whole bottle of Patron?
We lost the tequila bottle.
You have glue.
I'm literally in the middle of a lake in Guatemala. Where do you want me to get glue?
I don't know, I feel like you have everything.
That's
Maybe they make it here.
Let me see what you did. I stepped in shit. Now I have to clean it in like some spring on this side of the road. Oh my god, and it's not even water coming right now.
No more we can do it.
And the spring is dry.
Go there.
Oh yeah, I'll go there. Fuck. Okay. Oh, thanks. It's like in my toenail. everyone. We made it to the top of the mountain, us and Jesus' mother.
I'll pee. You have to
I'm feeling one with the Lord right now. Which Lord? Because Simon might give you a slap. He's letting us all know we're Jewish, and this is not okay.
Lovely boat. We're having a great time.
Are you driving, Izzy?
I'm not driving.
After that, we went back to Antigua and Chef Christian came. So now I have Phoebe, Sean, and Chef Christian, which is amazing because these are 3 people that are like all hands on deck. These are people that help me with my kids. These are people that are down for anything. They're always good energy. They're young, they're fun. They are amazing to be around. And I was really happy. Finally, with this group, we rented this amazing house in Antigua. So we all got in the car and we drove back down to Antigua, and it was amazing. Antigua was actually really, really beautiful, and we had a great time. We did run into a little bit of drama. One night, Phoebe and Sean and Christian went out drinking. I stayed home because I was in my wellness era and I felt like I had already had more than enough drama throughout the trip. You heard? But let's ask them, what happened exactly. So I need you to tell me what happened in Guatemala. I know that I mentioned to everybody I did not have any tea this time. And before I continue, I just want to point out that Sean has declined to be on camera for this.
He can't even defend himself. And
So-
I'm going in.
All right, well, what happened in Guatemala?
We were out in Antigua and we started the night out with 7 shots. And any night that you start with 7 shots is a recipe for disaster. Then we went to the karaoke side of the bar, came back, and the bartender was like, oh, you should try these Mexican candy shots. So that's 3 more. So now we're at 10. And this all happened in the span of 5 minutes. Then Christian decides he's gonna come out with us. So he gets there and he tells the bartender, oh, what's the strongest shot you have? Give me 3, because he wanted to take one with the both of us. And I was like, I knew it was gonna send me over. I just knew this was gonna be the one to send me over. And then the bartender gives us Jägermeister shots. And I was like, if I didn't think it was gonna send me over before, it definitely was going to. And that it did. So I take the shot and it literally comes right back up. Like literally I'm like, and I run to the bathroom, take care of my business, and then I come back. But I'm back in the room, like I've gotten rid of it now. I am ready. I'm back in the room, ready to party. So we move over to the karaoke section. We start doing karaoke. Every single time at that bar you sing a song, they give you a free shot of tequila. So I'm fine. I'm loving it. I'm thriving, taking these shots. And Sean and Christian were also taking these shots, but they, unlike me, did not get rid of the 10 shots we started the night out with. But they, unlike me, especially Sean, because Christian wasn't there for the first 10, they didn't get rid of the shots like I did. So they were progressively getting more and more drunk. The night ends, we're like starting to wind down at the bar. Sean and Christian take yet another shot, and then Christian looks at me and he's like, where's my jacket? I gave it to you when I went to sing my karaoke song. And I was like, you didn't give me your jacket. And also like I'm pretty much sober at this point, so I'm like, I remember you told me to watch your drink. I watched it, I guarded it with my life. You never gave me your jacket. And he was like, I did. And I was like, you didn't, I promise. Then we leave, we're walking down the street, and I'm like, Christian, do you think maybe you gave Sean your jacket? Because like he's actually drunk right now, so if there's anyone who got it but doesn't recall, it might be Sean. Sean got so offended. And then he looked at me and he was like, well, I'm not the one who threw up. And I was like, first of all, who are you talking to like that? And second of all, that's my point. Like, I got rid of it, so now I'm fine. I'm like pretty much sober. And Mr. Nurse Sean over here wanted to be like, that's not how biology works. And I was like, that's how my body works. Like, I threw up because there was too much liquid in my stomach so fast, not because I was drunk. Like, So then, anyway, he keeps arguing with me. He's getting mad, storming off. He thinks he's leading us into the direction of the house. In reality, he's going the wrong way. But I knew that. He didn't. So I let him walk for like 2 blocks. And then I was like, you might want to go that way. The house is over there. Then I lead us back to the house. No directions because Google Maps doesn't even work on my phone in Guatemala. So we got to the house and I looked at Sean and I was like, I'm so drunk, but somehow I got us here. He was not happy about that. And then I gave him the key to the house and I was like, since I'm so drunk, I don't think I can open the door. Do you want to take this one? He was getting progressively more and more mad. Then we got in the house, and of course, one thing about me, I'm gonna prove my point. Because I knew I was right in the first place. So I start doing my research and I start sending Sean articles about how that can happen, how you get rid of your alcohol after you've gotten rid of it, period. And he was ignoring me, he wasn't happy. Then he disappears. I get back, I tell Izzy, I text Izzy, I'm like, I can't wait to tell you the tea in the morning. I'm thinking she's long asleep, like she didn't come out with us. But when I tell you in 5 seconds she was in my room, like, what's the tea?
You know I never ever don't show up for tea, honey. Tea time is my favorite. I wear my big hat and all when it comes to having tea.
So then I'm like, okay, well, let's not say it down here because Sean's room is right across from mine. So we go upstairs, we're sitting on the balcony, I'm telling her the whole story. And then I'm like, oh, it's probably gonna be awkward in the morning. So after I finish telling her the story, because it's the middle of the night now, we go to our separate ways to our rooms. And of course, Sean texts Izzy and he's like, I'm not coming with you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna go off and do my own thing. Mind you, like, I wasn't actually mad that night. Like, Sean was genuinely mad, but like, it was never that serious. The jacket thing wasn't that serious. Christian didn't even know he lost his jacket.
All of this is happening while the Lord is with us. Let me explain. We rented this amazing Airbnb and it was next to a church. And there is nothing a Jew loves more than to stay next to an Airbnb with a church that's bells ring at 6:30 every day. 52 bells, I think, to be exact. And there it goes. I thought that maybe it wasn't gonna go off because it was Saturday and I figured maybe they were gonna give us the Shabbos off. But I was wrong. Good morning, Jesus.
Good morning, my friends.
Did it stop? Are we lucky? You think it's gonna go off again? Oh. It's 6:30 in the goddamn morning. Why does the Lord wake up so early?
Because he's an imbecile.
He is an imbecile.
Because he's a big booty bastard.
Wait, Phoebe, do you believe in Jesus?
Hashem would never do that with the church bell at 6 a.m.
I am just saying, just because the Lord has risen doesn't mean the rest of us want to rise as well. Like, it is 6 a.m. Is this a fucking joke? Are you fucking with me? Like, I left the mountains where I didn't have any cleanliness to come here where I don't have any rest. Guatemala, why are you out to get me? Expecting to meet Alejandro this morning, but instead, Jesus is here again, as you can hear. Good morning. What are you doing?
Breaking my eggs.
Were you woken up by the Lord this morning?
Oh, thank you, God.
Are you feeling a little more religious?
Well, I hate them.
Are you an atheist now? Or you're Jewish, right?
Jewish.
You're Jewish. Let's see how Phoebe's doing with the morning wake-up call. Phoebe, how are you doing with the morning wake-up call?
If I wasn't Jewish before, I am now. Let me tell you that.
Are you gonna go next door and what did you ask me before?
Is this gonna be a thing every morning? Like, I don't understand.
Are you gonna go next door and ask them, excuse me? Hi, is the Lord here? Will you be doing Will you be doing this every day?
Like, I need to know. Do you have to rise every day? Or and now you already resurrected. Like, why do we need to keep coming back? Right, Cheeky?
I am just saying, Christ and everyone in my house has risen. Listen, we're all Jewish here, given the dings next door. Yeah, if you want it. Are you feeling closer to the Lord, Sean?
Can we have 2 bathing suits and 1
The
little
closest I've felt in a long time.
Can I have a bathing suit and some goggles?
Isn't that what Easter was for? Like, am I missing something?
I just want to point out that wasn't in my Airbnb, like, it wasn't in the description of the property, like, wake up with the Lord. Oh my God! No!
Who are we waking up now? Jesus is already up, and so are we.
Is this a joke?
Just kill me, just shoot me.
Christian, is that the breakfast bell? This can't be happening.
I guess Mom believes in Jesus.
Do we have to wake up every saint that exists? And how many saints are there in a Catholic church so I know?
About 100 every day.
He has risen.
Mom,
Oh my God!
There's 10,000 saints.
Are you Googling that?
Yes. I need to know how many battles we're going to get. Apparently we'll never end.
Oh my God.
I feel like you did this.
I did not do this, I swear. After Guatemala, I was 100% ready to go. I had lost literally every friend I had, literally. And I was due to go back to Miami for a few days before I went to New York because I needed to like change luggages and whatever I left in Miami in the beginning of the summer. And I was due to stay in Miami for a week, but I changed that shit and went for 24 hours. Also, there was like this whole thing. I like to fly this like JSX private, and they were only flying on Monday and Tuesday, and I was supposed to fly home on Wednesday or Thursday, and I was not looking to get an American Airlines flight. After all of that, I needed to get on a little bit of a private. So I flew home on a Monday. So, you know, it was almost time to get back to New York, and let's see how this ended. We are almost there to the Make Pizza. This is supposed to be like a Housewife show, and it just turned into National Motherfucking Geographic. I'm so sorry, guys. I feel like this volcano is gonna erupt, and it's gonna be Pompeii too, and I'm gonna end up on Dateline. Rich housewife goes hiking down a volcano. At least I look cute. Simon and Max, I just want you to know that you guys are amazing. Where are you going, Phoebe?
I need to go to the bathroom.
So where would you like to use the bathroom?
I need a bathroom with a toilet that flushes and running water.
Trust your body, Phoebe.
I'm not trusting my body.
Toilet paper?
Laura has wife.
Toilet paper and I have wipes.
Do you want me to come with you and my camera? Trust your body, Phoebe. Stay toxic, my friend.
All of them are just like, hey, what's up?
I'm just saying, I said I wanted new friends.
You guys should go to 4K now.
Maybe because we're going to go Thursday.
See?
We are getting ready to go tomorrow morning. I actually always leave all of the luggage, the clothes I came with, for the people who work at the houses or whatever. I actually just fold them. But I leave all of the, literally like 90% of the clothes because like, I've already worn them. You guys ready to get back to the United States, everyone?
Yes, please. Please, I need to see my snake again.
You ready?
Ready?
Let's go.
Bye-bye. See you in Miami.
Now I know I'm supposed to stop them, but I am just too tired to care.
Flight 1154 from Santo Domingo.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. I know you're all subscribed here. The summer has been amazing, but as you know, we closed on our townhouse in New York. So I am heading back to New York after my pit stop in Miami, and I have to decorate, I have to move, I have so much stuff to do. I need to make sure you're subscribed here, following all of my social medias, and coming on the new journey with us. I'll see you in New York. Stay toxic, my friends.